What's up, boat lovers? We're on this 1988 55-foot Jefferson, and we're going to be updating his gauges. You already seen one of my videos before that we've already attempted that we already came to inspect it, but now we're back here and we're going to update his gauges so that his engines, his starts, and everything will be working the way that it needs to. Watch us do this. Alright, so the first thing that we did is we went up to the main helm and we took down the panel. Now the panel has a bunch of wires. So this is the harness that the boat has, and they're numbered from 1 to 12. So what we end up doing is we deciphered. We actually
Go ahead, you got it.
How would I say?
Go ahead, spit it out, man.
Not re-engineering.
Go ahead, spit it out, bro.
No, we're deciphering. Yeah, we're deciphering the engine's harness, so we know that we don't have to do double the work. So we took down all the numbers for what the gauges are for the tack, oil pressure, water temperature, alarms, and all that. And then we corresponded all those numbers with the engine harness down here. Now, since this boat has been campered throughout the years, all of these have wires on, have numbers on them somewhere located in here or down there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to decipher the numbers over here. We already made a harness here. We already made our own spreadsheet of what numbers is what on the engine and what numbers is on the gauges. As you can see, there's the port gauge, there's the starboard gauge. So all the numbers that are corresponding up there correspond down here. So now what we're going to do is completely take off the engine harness, and as you can see, the mess that we're pulling off of here, we're going to utilize the vessel's alarm circuit, which we don't have to tamper with, but we have tack sensors, we have new oil pressure gauges for the engine and oil, and a temperature gauge that we're going to utilize. So we're going to go ahead and clean up all of this, put our wiring on here, which we have all of our nice little connectors here. We have our wire, we have wire loom, split loom, whatever you could call it. If you go back to our first video, I sent him on a witch hunt for split loom, and he was going nuts. So that was a funny one. So first thing what I'm going to do is clean up all of this stuff and get the ground circuit taken care of, and then we're going to go ahead and utilize the harness that we just made, connect it in here with Deutsch connectors, and start connecting the thing. Once this engine is done, we'll jump on this one, and then all we have to do is just connect our gauges up on the main helm, which we're going to clean up some of the gauge wiring and all that, but we're going to make sure it's nice and pretty for him. And then when everything is all done, we'll go ahead and type up a nice little spreadsheet to tell him what wire goes where, so that in the future, if he has any issues, he'll know where to go to.
Just say
okay,
something.
yeah, so now he wants me to talk. All right, so now we got the ground prepped. We're going to go from here, which this is our ground wire. This is our ground wire that goes directly to the starter. We've already verified that we have the correct voltage here. There's no voltage drop, and also there's a ground wire here. So I don't like putting anything on the solenoid. This is our start solenoid, and this is not a start solenoid. This is our run solenoid. This is our start solenoid. So I'm going to take everything off of the ground, off of this, that has a direct path to the starter. And I'm going to go ahead and start wiring up all my grounds for all the sending units.
He wants me to strip, not my clothes, but the wires.
Your mind is in the gutter.
trying to convince my dad to get a house here in the Keys, but he's not taking any of my bait.
No bait.
He's not a big fan of the Keys. I don't understand why. I love it here. I think the water's perfectly blue. It's just, I don't know. He hates the drive. That's the issue. I like the small town living. That's what the Keys is.
One way in and a one way out. You forget something, you just lost your whole day. So if someone has experienced that, that's bad for a businessman.
Well, that's why he comes prepared though, like in our truck and stuff. But sometimes you do forget one thing,
Yeah.
and you have to drive all the way back home.
Yeah. No, not me forget. For you. Because what did you forget? You forget my torch.
No, but I put one in the bag. I put a little handy dandy little torch. That I hope works.
Yeah, it does work.
Is it on?
Yeah, right there. Red.
Oh, it is on.
Red
Yeah.
means up. Okay, now touch that while you're talking.
No, I'm not gonna. He's having me go around and heat up our little connections.
Taking longer than normal, but at least the job is getting done.
And my dad just taught me something about two sensors. I'm trying to see if I remember, so I'm gonna try to do it from my memory. This one says it's 10 to 24.
10 to
Right.
24, no.
Yeah,
10 to 24,
10.
no. Keep on going around.
1/2.
It says bar. Bar. Bar means pressure. Right there, you passed it. Right there. There you go.
bar.
What does it say?
Bar.
Bar.
It says bar.
Bar.
All right. And
1 to 10 bar, right?
yeah. No, it says 0 to 10 bar.
0 to 10 bar, and this one is?
And then this one is 0 to 28 bar. This one's for pressure for the transmission, and this one's pressure for the oil, right?
For the oil, yeah.
That
one goes up to what PSI?
No, this one's 400.
That one's 400, and this one?
150.
150.
Right? 150. I got it. My dad is replacing that one, showing me, and then I'm gonna do the port side engine. But just look at the difference, bro. Like, probably these have never been changed.
Looks like they're the original.
Well, yeah. That's crazy. Okay, I just removed it. It's pretty simple. If you could just look. Oh, there's my dad. He's giving me the new one.
Man, he makes a big deal of removing a sensor.
Yeah, it's a big deal. All right, so I'm gonna swap them. And the sensor goes right there.
He replaced the transmission. Now he's doing the oil pressure. So the oil pressure, you can see, is right here. Okay, so he's gonna replace this one. So I told him to pick an engine. He decided to pick the port side. So that's the oil pressure for the port side. And the starboard side, I guess I'm the one, but it's buried in that little hole all the way back there. So he didn't give me a chance to pick. He just picked. So now I have to do the harder one, and he does the easy one.
All right, so my dad had me take off the conduit of the wires that were already on the boat. So just look at this art masterpiece. And not only that, wait. It gets deep. Crazy.
It doesn't have to be that bad. My God, man. Butt splicer at the butts. Oh my God.
It just gets
Well,
worse.
This is not good. Here we're gonna get that harness taken care of, and you can see the harness that I made here, which is a Deutsch connector on one end, and we're gonna put a male, a female on this side. This is the male, and we're gonna just plug it directly right here. We're gonna do the same thing with this side. This side is pretty bad too. Let me show you. When your gauges don't work, because this is a factory harness, and if you notice, the connectors on here are all corroded. So that's why none of the gauges work, sensors don't work, and we're gonna make it right for this customer. We got the starboard side done. We got the harness in. We had to do our makeshift harness. We have all the connectors in, the sensors in on this side, the tack is connected, and this is the box of shame. All the wiring. This is not just some of the residual wire of mine, but this is the wiring that we took out. Now we've already got the port side. We have our Deutsch connector to the harness. This is a watertight connector. So now we're going to go ahead and connect this harness to this engine. Once we do that, then we're going to be able to go up to the main helms, change out the gauges, and start the engine. All right, the port side engine was a little bit different than the starboard side. Starboard side, the connections were in a different spot, while the port side, everything is coming off of the ground lug, off of the starter. We did make a jumper from here to the block of the engine, okay, to secure another grounding point, and then from here we did another grounding point to the front of the engine. So there are multiple ground points here. So now, since this engine is set up with different sensors for the temperature alarm and the oil alarm, it's only using a one conductor, and it's using the ground for the engine, while this one here was using a ground supplied from the starter lug. So it made it a little bit different. It made it a little bit easier. So now it's more streamlined. We got everything in our jacket. Here's our Deutsch connector. So now all we're doing is just practically connecting one wire to all the sensors. Well, guys, what? Well, guys, it doesn't give me the cue. I don't have one of those sensors for the port side tack. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a jumper wire so that I could put the other wire on that broken stud, and he's going to have to get another sender. I don't know if he wants for me to come all the way down from Miami all the way to the Keys to do this, but I'll give him that option. But now, since both engines are done, as far as wiring, the only thing that is not connected is the power supply of the 12 volts that is coming up on these two harnesses. Back there, there's a Y that connects into this, that goes up into the upper bridge, and that shares the information off of the tack sending units and the gauges. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the ones up on the top, so that when we connect the power, there is no power that is connected wrong to this. We're going to go through it and verify it. Once that's done, then we'll go ahead and start working in stages from the lower to the top.
Few minutes later.
So I'm not kissing my dad's neck. I'm just whispering in his ear. But we're having a competition right now just to see who could do which side fastest.
Yeah. So right now we're going to do the grounds. We're going to daisy chain all the grounds, okay, from one side to the other side. We're going to keep the port and starboard isolated from each other, and then we're going to do the positives, and we're going to daisy chain all the positives so that all the gauges will have the same power input going into all of them and all ground. Then we go ahead and we connect the sending units to the new gauges, to the new connections. So for right now, we're just making the jumpers, and from here we're going to go and tighten down everything once everything is done. All right, guys, this is what the main panel is. We've replaced all the gauges on here. This was customer supplied. We utilize the same alarm, the same hours, so that the engine hours don't change. but all the gauges have been replaced. Customer purchased it, and this is what we have done. We've actually cleaned up the harnesses and made sure that everyone is direct to the engine. So this is the starboard side, this is the port side. You can see how nice that is in there. This is the best that we could do for this, but over here it's a little yanky. You know, I'm gonna have Julian clean that up a little bit. That's my side, Julian's side. So, but nevertheless, it all works. And when we put it in, turn it on. Now there's no lights or anything. Ignitions need to be on, so now the lights will work. This side work, and then turn it on, and engines run. Tack works, everything works the way that it needs to. Stop. Perfect. The only thing that we found different, and I'm going to be open to all of my viewers, is that when you start this side is energized to run. This is energized to run. Energized. It's energized to stop. This side you need to energize it to run. So we have to hold the button down. So he's going to have to change the actual solenoid on the engine itself. So in order to make this one run, you have to hold this button down, turn it on, and it'll run. As soon as we let this one go off, it'll shut off. Yes, you could replace this, but you might as well have both of them the same way. All right, so now that you saw that one done, this is the lower one. I don't know if I've actually...
The upper one.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is the upper one. I don't know if I've actually showed you pictures of how it used to be. This is the original harness that has the original plugs. The plugs look in good shape compared to the ones in the lower station. So we're gonna hope and pray that these plugs are good, but we have everything already wired. The only thing different between this panel and the lower panel is that there's no key switch here. So we had to do a little bit of ingenuity by sending the ignition circuit back up to the top and applying power to this. So if we did it the way that we were going to do it, this thing would be powered up all the time, so anybody could just start this boat up and take off. So now the ignition key needs to be on the lower station to supply power to here, and then you're able to start and stop the engine. So now we're going to go ahead and plug this in. All right, so this is going to go in. This is going to go in. And this mounts right here. These two holes here are for the alarm circuit. The customer bought the wrong alarms, so he's going to get the correct ones. So all he has to do is just unplug it and put these in here. So he thought he was buying the video. So for right now, it's going to have two open holes. So now I'm going to go in underneath and plug it in. All right, guys, we're at a conclusion. How do we do it? Okay, this is the conclusion. We finally finalized on the upper and the lower gauges. We utilized what the customer had, what we were presented with. We're coming from Miami down here to the Keys so that we could make sure that we could do what we need to do. We can't always bring everything, but we try to with our tools here on the floor. We have all kinds of connectors and everything, but not all the time we're able to achieve this. So we're going based off of the harness, the wiring, the gauges, and the equipment to make everything work. Well, I have to tell you, we were at 95%. I can't say 100%. I would love to say it was 100%, but we're not. We have some issues with some sensors that are incompatible with the gauges over here. Some broke because of the age. We're dealing with a 1988 boat, okay, a 55 Jefferson. And he's the second owner, I believe, or the third owner, and this is his fixer-upper. So he's going to go ahead and do that. We've told him what he needs to do so that he could get his gauges working. We have the lower station and we have the upper station working with the keys, but like I say, the starting on the port side is reversed. That has nothing to do with us. We did it identical to the starboard side. So, but both of the gauges are working, upper and the lower. So we are doing the best that we can. I know that probably some of you are going to say we could have probably done a little bit better or whatever, but we only could deal with what we're given. So I will take the comments, as anybody probably would say, but we are able to give him gauges that he never had. So I think that this is a positive win. We're at 95% out of 100. I think, to me, that's a winner. I'd like to be at 99.99999, but it's not, unfortunately. But we're here, and we just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching. As we do the upgrades and do the best that we can, we'll be in contact with him so that we could help him. At least tell him, hey, this wire goes with what? So we're going to give him a schematic. Guys, if you have any questions, let us know in the comment section below. And like always, like and subscribe.